Where do you want me to sit? Thank you, thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I am just honored this afternoon to have a conversation with Precious Motsepe. Precious and I actually met at the Milken Institute, and when I joined the Milken Institute, they kept telling me, you have to meet Precious.
Oh, wow.
And I think Precious said the same thing. They wanted us to meet each other, and we've done so, and it's been just a rewarding network. And so, Precious, I know some people here may not know you, so I'm going to start this conversation out by asking you to introduce yourself. But as we heard from Tommy, introducing yourself as that young woman from Soweto on this Youth Day and telling us a little bit about your journey.
Wow, thank you, June, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm so honored to be here with you today. So I met June more than 3 years ago, and you told me you were going to bring this meeting here, and then COVID happened. You couldn't bring it, and now it's here. So congratulations, I'm so glad that you managed to do that. And I also want to thank the Kellogg Foundation for the work that you do. It's really incredible, all the efforts and the products that you have produced. Just one little error from my side. So I had another video to do before we started this meeting, and I took off my mic. And then to put it back on, I asked a neurosurgeon who I thought worked with you backstage to put my mic back on. And without even, hustling, he just looked at me, grabbed a tape, and stuck my thing back on my face. And that's the quality of people that you have produced. So Victor, thank you very much. I owe you. So June, my name is Precious, another Precious. You'll get to know that this is a common name in South Africa. Kids in South Africa are named after what happens, the time they were born, or what the parents hope they become. So I grew up in Soweto, as you correctly said, and I am who I am today really because of my hardworking parents. They are late now. They are not here to see the product of their work, and I bless them every day. But I'm also who I am today because of the people of Soweto. When we speak today about June 16 and the uprising, I was one of the little girls who was walking in Soweto, marching against the injustice of the apartheid system that sought to teach us to be submissive, never grow, and never develop beyond just being labor. And I want to thank again the Kellogg Foundation because it was your work that helped to support and advocate for freedom of our country. So I grew up I was very ambitious. I wanted to become a doctor. And when I was in grade 9, my dad lost his job. And with 5 children, I had to stay at home and not go back to school. That was in grade 9. And it was thanks to the people in my community, and particularly a doctor that my mom worked with in Soweto, who then borrowed my parents' money to make sure that I go back to school. And the doctor, interestingly, is, some of you might know him, Dr. Abubat Asfat. And he was killed. He was one of the brave doctors that worked in Soweto, was killed back then. And I'm sorry that he never actually got to see the person that I have become as well. Yes, I went on to study at Wits University. I became a medical doctor. And knowing that somebody had helped me to be where I am, I was always very conscious of my responsibility towards others. And when I finished my studies, I met my husband, Patrice Motsepe, at Wits. And when we finished our studies, we started a family foundation, the Motsepe Foundation. And one of the primary programs that we do, our goal is to deal with poverty in South Africa, help to contribute towards alleviation of poverty. But one of our big programs is in education, because I am who I am today because of the education that was afforded to me. And we educate young people to go to universities. We've got more than 3,000 bursaries that we have committed. Just day before yesterday, I was celebrating with our graduates for this year, a cohort of about, I think, just over 100 for 2022. And from that cohort, I'm really proud to say, we have put 45 medical doctors into hospitals and clinics in South Africa.
That's absolutely amazing. Talking about going home and going and serving community after coming from community. That's truly impressive. And I do want you to speak a little bit more about the work that you're doing around South African entrepreneurship. We heard from Manuel earlier explaining to us the issue of solidarity economics and,
Yes.
and knowing that this concept of our economy.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
I think the work that you're doing around entrepreneurship is so much in alignment with that. Let's talk a little bit about that work.
I'm really excited with what the prof was talking about, and I'm going to be reading your book immediately after this. So thank you. So as part of our work in addressing issues of poverty in South Africa, we are based in South Africa, but we work on the African continent, and we've got global partners. One of our focus has been on entrepreneurship. And we support entrepreneurs. We try and build an ecosystem. We identify and empower young entrepreneurs. But one of my passions has been the work of social entrepreneurs. Social entrepreneurs use normal business principles to make sure that their businesses are sustainable, but they are driven by a need to address social ills. We have a partnership, which is where I was doing the video this morning. We have a partnership with the Schwab Foundation of Social Entrepreneurship, which is part of the World Economic Forum. We have a pool of about 700 social entrepreneurs who have changed lives all over the world in amazing ways. Social entrepreneurs are what Africa needs, in my humble view. We have a large youthful population that is unfortunately not included in our economies, and that really needs to be given opportunities. So we work with social entrepreneurs to ensure that they have an ecosystem that supports them to do the work where governments fail, but also where normal businesses might not be interested to go in because the profits don't make sense. And so that is the work of social entrepreneurs that we do.
That's excellent. Yes,
Thank you.
thank you so much. We have been here this week visiting this lovely country, and I do want to thank all of South Africans, and thank you for inviting us here and welcoming us. As we leave and go home and take all of this knowledge with us, share with us what excites you about South Africa. What excites you about this moment and keeps you going in this work?
It's women and youth. It's always been about women and youth for me. So just yesterday, actually, I'm just thinking because there's so much happening. Just yesterday, we hosted a conference at the convention center. We had about 1,200 young people, and these are unemployed graduates. These are young people who are unemployed. These are entrepreneurs in our community that we brought together. We invited these young people, and we invited as well corporates. We had big business in the room. And the goal of this initiative is to ensure that we can bring the pool of young people seeking opportunities into contact with business. We know that the youth, especially the type of youth that we deal with as a foundation, they come from poor families. They are the first ones to go to university. They have no networks. They have no networks. So when seeking employment, they don't even know where to start. So we use our networks and we leverage our partnerships with business to make sure that we can benefit the youth to get into employment. From the meeting, we started this last year. Last year, we had about 700 young people that were placed in job opportunities. And this year, from the meeting yesterday alone, we have already commitments from 600 young people who will be placed in job opportunities. So the challenges in South Africa are immense. I heard a young person saying she works for a company that's similar to Eskom in Botswana. I was like, no, please, don't let it be like Eskom, because we have problems with load shedding here. But we have young people that I met at this conference who said to me, we want to do this. This is how we think we can solve the problem of the energy crisis in South Africa. We also work with the Milken Institute, driving young people, where I met you, the Milken Institute, into agriculture, agri-tech, fintech, young people into energy. So it excites me that coming from where I come from, where I could have failed as a young girl, I've been afforded an opportunity to give others a platform where they can thrive. And I can do this at scale. So it's really humbling when you see these young people and the energy and the passion that they have, and you just want to support them. And it's just not just in South Africa. I see it as we travel around the continent. I've been to about 20 countries on the continent, and I see young people with passion, with energy, and they just need opportunities.
Absolutely. We could sit and have this conversation all day, and I will connect with you, and we will continue this conversation. But today, I just want to say thank you and say that you excite me, and your foundation excites me. This is the largest Black foundation in the continent.
Thank you, June.
Yes. So you are an example of what we hope for all the children and families in South Africa. So thank you so much for this conversation, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, June, and thanks to everybody here.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Precious Motsepe.
Thank you very much.